Board Squad podcast where we have charcuterie and conversations. My name is Rhonda Richards-Smith, and we are so happy to have you join us. I am joined by my fellow co-hosts Anna and Nicola, and we love having these conversations over food and wine. We discovered over time, hanging out with each other, that we really like food and wine and charcuterie and having really exciting conversations. So we're so happy to have you join us. There are 6 total members of the Board Squad, and you'll have the opportunity to meet all of us as you go along with us on our journey.
I remember coming over to Monica's house when we were first starting the Board Squad, the actual first day where the idea was born. And we were just putting a board together. I actually thought it was another meeting, and I was just coming over for the food and the wine. And then I feel like I got hoodwinked into this. Like this was like a spin-off of all the extra. I know. So today, our conversation is going to be on the importance of developing a network of mothers and why that's such a big deal. So before we get started with the nitty-gritty and the conversation, I'm going to shout out our sponsors and our supporters who make this podcast possible: Brittany Noel Coaching, Tag Music, and Team J Productions. Let's get into the board.
So today's board was very controversial. It is a dairy-free summer-themed board. I'm so excited. We've never actually made a board without cheese.
I know.
And some people are very excited about that, and some people are not very excited about that, but that's okay. I hope you are excited about it. It is filled with fruit. I also included some fun crackers from Italy, tartelli, and we've got lots of texture. I've got some lemon curd, just to give it a little tang. Some prosciutto, of course, because you can't have a board without prosciutto. And I've got some honey that I picked up in Mexico. And we've got some melons, some nectarines, and some peaches. So I hope everyone's going to enjoy it today.
Yum. Yeah. Weren't you in Jamaica? When did you go to Mexico?
Well, for my last trip to Mexico, I have this honey. So today we're going to be talking about why building community is so important with other moms. And so I just guess I'll start with you, Anna, and ask you a little bit about your mom community and how you built it, what its foundation is.
Yeah, I mean, my gosh, that's everything, right? Like if you don't have your mom friends, like I don't even know how you're surviving in this world. It's like mom friends and then wine, food, health, everything else. So for me, like I realized right away when I was doing the mom thing, I was the first one to get pregnant out of my friends who are having kids later in life. So everyone had gotten pregnant. Everyone had started their family in their 20s. And, you know, I was an older mom. And then I was looking for like advice. And people were just giving me the pretty, like, you know, do this. And social media wasn't super big like it is now. But everyone was kind of spitting back an image of like picture perfect. And I knew that wasn't it. I knew that was like phony baloney. So I just started, you know, just asking questions like, hey, how do you put your baby to sleep? Hey, did this happen to you after pregnancy? Because my body is jacked up. Like, does this happen to you? And because you know, people feel more comfortable with, they feel comfortable because I've heard it all, just, you know, from all the things that we never talk about. So I was looking for that tribe. Like I wanted to be with those people that were just keeping it real. Yeah. So Delise was on that list. You know, so that's kind of how the evolution started of finding, you know, my mom tribe, because those are the people that you're going to call in the middle of the night and say, hey, this, you know, my baby's not sleeping. And I remember calling a friend and she's like, girl, put him in the car seat and put him on the washing machine. And you know, making that, you know, trying to get through the nights and all that stuff.
You were also, though, consistently like a keep it real person.
Yes.
Like, everything's fine, it's amazing, oh, it's gold. And you'll be like, well, it's not fine for me.
Lies. Those are lies.
What I'm doing today. So I really always appreciate that about you.
The transparency makes such a big difference. Like, it took me a while to find my mom tribe. I was the first in my friend group to have a kid. So My best friend had one, so I could kind of go to her if I had
Yeah.
questions. But other than that, I didn't have an actual tribe. So it took a couple of tries for me to find like a mommy support group that was in my area that would work. I was a part of one group, and like everyone was doing the perfection, like
lies.
the perfect stroke, and my baby sleeps through the night.
Lies.
I'm like, nobody feels like
I know.
tired or exhausted
Yeah.
or anxious or worried or like,
Yeah.
everyone was putting on this front. And so it took me a while to find the right mommy support group, but I'm so thankful that I did. And I found people like Anna that were going to be transparent and be honest about what was going on, which was super important for me.
The being honest is a big deal.
Yeah.
I had to basically find a community twice because
Oh.
I had Grayson, my son, when I was in Atlanta. I was living in Atlanta when I had him
Oh, I
initially.
didn't know that. Yeah.
And so I had a great community there, friends and family. And then when he was about a year and a half, we moved to Los Angeles.
Ooh.
And so then I had to start all over again and kind of rebuild and figure it out. And it was really hard and it was really lonely. And then because my children are 7 years apart, I then had to do it all over again.
Wow,
So basically
yeah.
like having two only children when I had Evan, and Grayson was overall a pretty easy kid. Evan was not as easy
Yeah,
of a kid.
they're different. They're different.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too. Like just because you do it once, that initial experience, it doesn't carry you to the next
It does not.
pregnancy.
It
And
does
I
not.
think we all have in common, like we're moms of multiples.
Yes.
So it's the same thing. Also, like I was in a stepmom
Right.
position because I got married and I got a bonus child, and I was not ready for that bonus child because she just came with her own DNA that didn't include me. And so I had to learn how to adjust to her personality and all that stuff. So I was trying to be single,
And she's a
dating this.
genius, don't forget about that.
Yeah.
That
So I
makes
was
it
not. I know. Two alpha females.
That makes a difference. That makes a big
makes it
difference.
harder.
Yeah, so I think there's
Sure.
all different layers and levels to this motherhood thing. But I'm glad that we were able to highlight our differences and what we have in common.
No, absolutely. In our community, being open and vulnerable is not always common. What do you guys think are some issues that Black women face when it comes to building community?
Oh, for me, it's like that superwoman.
Yes.
You can do it all,
Yes.
and you don't need anybody, and you don't need help. And also, I think because whatever we saw our mothers do is what we try to emulate. So for me, like in my head, she was perfect in the sense that, I didn't have a nanny or I didn't have help. No one was washing the dishes.
No.
My mom was still going to work, coming home. She was still cooking dinner. But I think I didn't realize how, what's the word? How that's not even possible to continue to do
There's
nowadays.
definitely,
Yeah.
There's some revelry in the struggle, I think, for our
Yeah.
moms. And because they work so hard to be able to be working moms. And so for me, I 100% in having those conversations with my mom was like, hey, I don't like this struggle.
Right.
There's no glory in this struggle for me.
In this struggle,
Yeah.
I am not into this.
Yeah.
It's hard, and having to figure out the rhythm, was difficult. So then having to then be again transparent about that with other people, and then also to welcome them into your mess. It's hard, I think, especially for Black women, because we always feel like we have to do everything better than everyone else.
Yeah, because there's a standard. There's a standard.
There's a standard, and it's hard. To your point, like when we see our mothers and our grandmothers and everything that they went through, and again, I think there is a sense of like, look at what I did, with like no
Yes.
support.
Yes.
There
Yes.
is a
No
sense
support.
of,
That's
and there
right.
is a sense of glory, I think, sometimes when it comes to moms to be able to have the bragging rights and say like, hey, when I had my kid, I did it naturally. Hey, I had no
Yes.
help. I raised 10 kids, like with no assistance. Like there is some sense of like, kind of like power and excitement around being able to tout that and to say that.
Right.
But I think at the same time, it's like, it just can be so damaging, some of those ideologies around like our mental health and our physical health. And like, it really doesn't serve us in the long term. But a lot of moms love to brag about those particular things, but I've done what I can to kind of like go against the grain and talk about things like outsourcing and other things that really make it work.
Yes.
And that are really helpful because, why struggle when you don't have to? Like
And it
life is
benefits
hard
the kids.
enough.
That's right. It benefits the kids too. Like if you're well, they're better.
Yeah.
So it is great to be able to like bring in some assistance, some help, whether that's friends
Yeah.
or, you know, extra hired help or whatever you're doing to be able to make your journey easier, I think. So for me, this has been a hot topic this week. Just randomly, I have had 2 conversations with friends of mine.
Really?
One who lives in another country.
Oh, wow.
And has younger children, and basically called me to like say, hey, I am really struggling like to build a network and to build friendships.
Yeah.
And then another friend of mine who actually she's an empty nester.
Wow.
And is trying to figure out how to, you know, build her network
Yeah.
as an empty nester when a lot of her friends, our friends, have children still at home, and then how to create that that network of moms who understand what she's been through, but who also you know, are free birds and can go out on a Tuesday night. So, you know, that it's just very interesting that this is a struggle that I think we're having across the board. Internationally and across the board of motherhood. And help me to realize like the scope of it too. Like this is a forever thing for moms. Like we're always trying to do this.
And I think that's why this is I love this conversation because this is real. Like if you are a mom, it's just so hard to find a network of supportive people who are going to like lift you up and be there and be like, okay, girl, I got you. Do you need a glass of wine this week? Like, what do you need? How can I meet you? How can I support you? I think that's why the mom groups are so important and so invaluable to your journey in motherhood. Like you do need a sounding board. And so that's what the network, I believe, provides for me.
And so let's talk a little bit about how your networks have helped you develop new perspectives. So, like, what skills do you feel like your network has brought you?
Yeah.
I thought I was the queen of outsourcing. I have to tell you, we just had a situation a couple weeks ago. I 100%. I thought I was really good at outsourcing,
You are.
but I had a situation a couple of weeks ago. So my daughter just graduated from high school.
Yay!
Very exciting. And so we had a lot of family in town for the graduation, and we're planning the party, and it was like super busy. My best friend was luckily in town, and so I needed to order some food for my parents to go to like a different address, and I was just like running around trying to figure out, and she's like, Rhonda, like DoorDash, like, you know, do service. What are you doing? You don't need to go yourself. And so, I mean, even in that moment, like I consider myself to be really good with outsourcing, but I just got caught up in the moment and I forgot. And so I'm thankful that I had her there to be like, I have the app, give me the address. What are we ordering? Like, let's be done with it and take it off your plate. But sometimes I get so overwhelmed, I forget, you know? I forget.
Okay, so that's not a good example, Ron. That's not it. Because you actually have the app. So you have that.
I didn't have the app. I did not have the app.
So you don't DoorDash and Uber Eats?
No. I do Amazon Fresh.
I
do Amazon Fresh. But
I used to be an anti-DoorDash Uber Fresh person too, but now
you don't have like an app for food on your phone?
I do now.
Okay.
Yes.
No,
I did not. I was trying to hold on to that. Like, I'm going to make everything.
I had it. I got rid of it.
So what do you do? Like, how do you, because so how does your family eat?
I go get it.
She goes,
Your life has changed.
But like 1980s girl.
I know.
Like, welcome to
my best friend was like, I need you to like let me order on DoorDash, and I need you to move on to
even
other
I don't have DoorDash.
Our meal prep queen has DoorDash.
I have Uber Eats. I have Uber Eats.
I forgot. Like at the moment, I just forgot. I go overwhelmed and I forgot. Like so, I'm thankful to the network.
If anything, DoorDash,
reminding
guys.
me.
DoorDash,
Uber
reminding
Eats,
the mother's friend.
Like very good friend.
Yes.
So I'm thankful to the network, even if they're not bringing new resources, just reminding me of the resources that I already know are available. But I forget.
That's another good thing with the network. Like you can normalize it. Like and I think that's something that we all do in society. And our society's just built that way, that different is not less than. We have to accept that something different is not less than. It can be equal to. Like you guys, I love my meal preps and home cooked meals. But once in a while, I get into those occasions where I need to take shortcuts. And I learned that from Delise. Like, getting the mashed potatoes already pre-peeled from the Trader Joe's.
Oh,
Some mom told me about that, and
That's
that has, that's changed.
gold.
Yes.
Yes,
Like the frozen potatoes at Trader Joe's, people, Thanksgiving meals. You don't have to peel them.
Yeah,
No, you don't.
100%.
No, you don't.
No,
No, you
for
don't.
me, for sure, like what I feel like I always get modeled from my mom friends is the vulnerability. Like,
Yes.
I like want to be the strong friend all the time. Like, I want to be the one who's like, I'm here for you. I will come pick up your thing. I will come to you. And I think just really learning from my mom friends, like you can say, I need help. Like that is okay, and you can do that. And I've learned that from all of you very much. Like I can't do it all.
And you have to feel safe to do that. Like I also feel like you have to feel safe enough to be able to be vulnerable. So it's super important to make sure that you cultivate like a really safe environment where you can be vulnerable. And when you know you can really lean on and depend on people.
What do
Super
you do
important.
though, like if you aren't as outgoing? Like I know for me that has been a thing, like where I am like, okay, I've got this all, and I want to reach out, but I can't, like, because I feel like you are both really outgoing people. What do you feel like?
Am I?
What are you talking about? I'm totally shy.
I'm more of an extroverted introvert. Like I don't know. Like I definitely need my breaks. I need my time.
Yeah.
I mean,
Me
if
too,
anything,
me too.
I do my best to just lead with honesty in terms of whatever it is that I'm facing. And I feel like over time, I've always found my people when I do that. So whenever I'm open and honest with who I am, what I'm pursuing, what my struggles are, whatever it is, what my goals are, it's like that's how your people find you. So sometimes it's just that. Sometimes it's just expressing what your thoughts are, what your ideas are, what your concerns are, and your people will find you.
Yeah.
I think that happens every time.
And then listen to your gut. Like I had a situation where I too moved, to the West Coast, and there was this mom who I leaned into, and I asked her about a scenario, and everything was like rosy into her world, and I was like, really, girl, like. Really? Like, is it really good? For real? And so she was dead serious. And my gut told me, like, that's not the one. Like, she's not going to be in the circle of trust.
Right.
So, you just you have to listen to your gut. If that doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't feel genuine, then you got to put yourself in a space where you feel at least valued or appreciated, or other people are modeling behaviors that make sense for you. So that's another way, I think. If you're not an extrovert, you can just kind of put yourself in different scenarios.
Yeah, for sure.
And I mean, in the internet too, like, I mean, even like the mom groups that we're part
that's
of,
true,
I think
that's
like
true.
really looking for the resources is so important.
Yeah. So, ladies, it's LA. So, are there any celebrity moms that we think we would like to include in our mom group?
Yes.
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah.
You're
Okay,
asking
we'll
this
start with
question
yours.
as though we've never asked it.
I know. I was like, I wish I knew her.
No, we're always talking about who we'd like to be friends with.
Yeah.
I know who you're going to say. KW. I know you're going to say KW.
Oh.
I know. Go ahead.
I know.
Kerry Washington?
Okay.
Oh, Kerry Washington.
I know.
Okay.
Kerry
Monica's so
Washington.
ashamed of me. Yes, Kerry Washington, if you are watching.
Yes.
Miss Pope.
Miss Pope, we'd like to make a plea for you to come. I will make you a lovely charcuterie board.
Oh, yes.
And
With dairy.
Yes,
With dairy.
with
If they don't
dairy.
know
We'll
she's
include it.
gluten or dairy free.
With whatever your dietary restrictions are,
Yes.
I will accommodate
Yes.
them, and we will discuss your book and your show and all of your body of
Yes,
work.
so we're inviting Kerry Washington
I'd love to have
join.
you come over, share some outfit tips, and hang out with us. That's just my plan.
Oh my gosh, I love that because you remind me so much of her.
Monica would be so ashamed. Say that. And Rhonda, what about you?
Oh, that's a
I
good
already know
question.
who you say too.
Do you know who I would say?
I think
no,
I
who
do.
would you say I would say? I don't know. I don't know what I'm
I
going to
feel
say.
like you would say Beyonce.
Oh!
I feel like you would say Beyonce. Because you are the Beyonce of our group.
Oh!
So I feel like, yes, I feel like,
Oh, okay. I'm like, wait a minute. Am I? Okay.
I feel like
No, I love
Jay-Z
Beyonce.
and Bey would like get along well with you. And Anthony, like I feel like it would be very
I know,
love
because they're on camera. We just evoked Beyonce's name. And we will make
did.
her a special charcuterie too.
Yes.
You will board Beyonce with whatever diet.
I love Beyonce, and I love Kelly Rowland too. Like I
Yes.
love
Yes,
Kelly.
yes. Okay.
I know Kelly's in LA as well.
Yeah.
Like Love Kelly Roland as well. Absolutely. I would love to have like candid conversations with them about navigating career and motherhood and everything else in between. I think that
And
would
how
be
they
super
find
cool.
more hours in the day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
More outsourcing tips.
I love it.
Anna?
I am going to call on an auntie, Tracy Ellis Ross.
Oh.
Yes! Yes, because I feel like she is a mother.
Yes.
She
Yeah.
has like
Of
the
all.
heart of a mother.
Yeah,
She's
for
always
sure.
with her family.
True.
You know, she's a provider.
Yes, and a businesswoman.
she's a businesswoman and she's all about it. So I love Tracy Ellis Ross.
I love her too.
Yeah, I love her too. So
She's awesome.
So this is an open invitation.
yes.
All right, today we talked about tips and tricks when it comes to developing and building a mom community. We talked about outsourcing and different resources, how we find our tribe. Thank you so much for joining us.
And for our next episode, we're going to discuss what your mom friends never told you, which will be a juicy episode.
It's going to be so juicy.
It's going to be good.
I didn't get very much, yeah. So there's gonna be-
Thank you so much for joining us on our first ever podcast. Yay, cheers. Let's cheers. Cheers to my empty glass.
It happens.
It's not good. If you like what you've heard, we hope to see you next time. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can find us on Instagram at The Board Squad. And we hope to see you next time for more charcuterie and conversation. Thank you.